Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV from Charlotte, North Carolina here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is the Extreme Forces Racing League, their ARCA division, the championship race. There can only be one 125. It's going to be very interesting. On your left-handed side, you're going to see all our remaining playoff drivers in that nice teal blue. You got Brandon Richardson right now with the fastest lap at a 30.84, followed by Alan Warnicki at a 30.80 for Richardson, 30.84 for Warnicki. You got Josh Fox in fourth right now at a 30.89, Lingerfelt at a 30.96, and Dunford at a 30.98. But before we go any further, we're going to go trackside for both the Canadian and American national anthems.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, everybody, we are about to hit the track for some beautiful qualifying. And unfortunately, this is the last time of the season, but we have a lot of stuff to go over tonight in the wonderful broadcast booth with me once again. And can I say this already? He will be back for next season. Mr. TJ Barnier, how you doing, pal?
Pretty good, you?
I'm feeling a hell of a lot better than I did the last couple days, so let's just get that out of the out in the open.
Yeah,
because,
I heard
cow.
you kind of went through the illness ringer there weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately I did, but you know the way the colds rip through me is they come through like a lion and is over in like 3 or 4 days. But right now we're looking at this wonderful 35 car of Zachary Thornton and TJ. I know you know a lot about why there's a certain sponsor of All-Star 15 TV on that car. Why don't you talk about it?
Well, for anybody that doesn't know out there that watches, they all do because we say it every week. We have a channel partner. It's not wrestling over anything, not wrestling over some things. It's wrestling over everything. And one of the higher-ups over there offered Mr. Thornton $35 if he could win the race, which would be his third win in a row, from dead last. So something to keep your eye on tonight, as a typical front runner is going to try to come from the rear and make it a three-peat here in the playoffs and play giant spoiler for everybody else.
Yes, he would. But we have a minute and a half left in qualifying. Let's go over some race details here tonight. On your screen, you got the Charlotte Motor Speedway at a 1.45 mile track. Everybody knows Charlotte Motor Speedway when it comes to stock car racing or iRacing because it's one of the free tracks and everybody's probably turned a lot of laps on here. A relatively decent night tonight here. Track temperature sitting at 84 degrees with an 81 outside temperature. 57 dew point. We have clear skies. It looks like we're going to have a transition from day to night here. But for the Extreme Forces Racing League, their championship race, 5 drivers come in here in hope to walk away ARCA Series champion. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But I also want to thank everybody for tuning in all year long. Got to thank TJ and Ryan and also Gary Wells for doing their parts and helping me when I needed it. Kind of other people to talk to, adding to the conversation when it comes to racing on iRacing and on the channel. But TJ, let's get into it. Out of our 5 drivers, who you picking?
Of the 5 drivers, one guy who I think will get it done tonight, and at the end of the evening be crowned the Extreme Racing League ARCA champion. I'm probably going to have to go with Mr. Liquid Death, Alan Warnick.
Damn it. That was going to be my pick. I should have picked first. And just so we don't pick the same person, I'm going to go with the 19 of Josh Fox. He started a lot of these races mid to the back, and by the end of them has made it to that front. So I'm really curious to see how that 19 is going to do. But now we have qualifying on track. There's the 94 of Dylan Dunford. Playoff driver Dylan Dunford. Let's see how he gets done with qualifying as he's just coming out of pit road. TJ, I know I'm putting you on the spot a lot. How important is qualifying, not just in a championship race, but here at Charlotte?
I mean, this track is pretty racy, so you in theory could probably race your way from deep in the field. Obviously, we know a certain driver we're going to be keeping an eye on doing that.
Oh, Dylan Dunford is going to abort his first lap and going to start over, so we're going to actually jump with the 72 of Alan Warnicky.
Finish my thought for the championship guys. I mean, the farther you start at the front, the less guys you got to worry about in general. I think tonight's championship driver could simply be the driver that doesn't get into any trouble. We saw last week a couple of the front runners have issues getting onto pit road and spinning and almost, completely ruining their evening and almost keeping them out of the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, very true.
So,
very true with that indeed. As Warnicky looks a little loose coming out of turn 2. I've ran
they all kind of do
a lot of laps at Charlotte on the sim. And one thing with these ARCA cars is there's a lot of horsepower, but they're not the Goodyear tires, they're the General Tire tires. So I'm really curious to see the little bit of a difference there and see if, the car just wants to slide right out. As you see Warnicky almost aiming right at the infield there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, too, here they're qualifying, so it's not like these are warm tires. These guys are just trying to get everything they can get out of it, because at the same time, if you are a playoff driver and you're towards the front, there's less cars you got to worry about potentially if they crash or whatever, what have you.
Warnicky's
so I
only
mean,
going to go to P9 right now, as Dunford goes
probably
to
letting
P2.
it all hang out.
Wow. Up, Jake Ellingson, after his second lap, goes P2 in that. Whoa, that's a nice Mountain Dew car. Hello. Brandon Richardson finishing qualifying, moving up to the 3rd position. So far.
Tyler Aspinall, he was one of our drivers, I believe, missed the start last week.
Yes, he did.
And subsequently dropped him from the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see if he can rebound this week. Play spoiler.
Yeah, a driver that hasn't qualified yet is Kyle Lingerfelt. Hopefully everything is going good on his end. Hopefully he would hit a qualifying time so he can kind of get towards the front. You see those teal numbers in the running order. Those are your championship contending drivers. I chose Josh Fox as my favorite to win. And TJ, you chose Alan Warnicky, which he's currently starting in that 16th slot, just waiting for a couple more drivers to put on a lap.
Well, Now wait a minute. Now he's my favorite to win the champion. My favorite to win the race, and I'm gonna razz our channel partner buddy Brian Fry. I'm taking that 35.
Yeah,
I've said this all along until someone proves me wrong. That's my pick.
and he has to start from the back.
Yeah, I mean, which right now looks like 23rd.
Well, somewhere around there. But the thing is, the way iRacing sets it up, depending on what your lap time in practice was, if you don't qualify along with a couple other people, it will cue you that way. So while he was one of the 19 of Josh Fox, loose in 1 and 2, gonna say nope, gonna say screw this lap 2. In that bush number 19, and on the back fin it says final 5. So maybe he's just gonna say not doing qualifying either. But you're watching All Star 15 TV on this beautiful YouTube channel, which go check out some of the other videos.
Showing Fox and Lingerfeld 21st and 23rd.
Yeah, they went to attempt laps, but it looks like they have not. There it goes. It has finished. Here we go, everybody. The qualifying results are going to be on board in just a moment. There it is. Tyler Aspinall and Jake Ellingson, your row 1. Farron Elam and Brandon Richardson, row 2. Row number 3, Dylan Dunford and Jesse Adams. Tony Richardson and Lee Krause, row number 4. And row 5, William George and Austin Green. Row 6, it's Dwayne Kernahan making his return back to the ARCA series. I haven't seen him in a while. And Richard Groff. Row 7, Frank Hughes and Bradley Stefane. Row 8, Travis Lepanis and DJ Thomas. Row 9, Alan Warnicki and Donnie Bartlett. Mick Olofsson and Zachary Thornton are going to be your row number 10. Josh Fox and Jackson Qualley going to be row number 11? My brain shut off for a second there.
I think so, yeah. Sounds about right.
Kyle Lingerfeld's going to start at 23rd. 24th, Michael Steele. 25, Devin Smith. Daniel Stagner in 26th. And Brady Floyd going to be shotgun on the field. Now, Zachary Thornton has to start from the back. Unfortunately, the way the algorithm works, because he put up a decent lap in practice, even though he didn't qualify, it slots him at the top of the drivers that didn't qualify. So we'll count it. He's still almost at the back. But 100.
Yeah, it wasn't. He could still get an EOL. I'm not sure how that's going.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
He tried to start as deep as he could.
Yeah, but we have 125 laps around this 1.5 mile classic of a track. Is everybody ready? Come on, chat room. I want to see all y'all hitting that like button and clicking that subscribe, because we are coming back for the little short season, 10-race season, starting in just a couple weeks. Unfortunately, we will not be able to make it for that Daytona opening race, but we will conclude the rest of the season with the ARCA series. But we're coming back for the next upcoming seasons, at least.
There it was, AJ. EOL to the 35 car. He's headed to the rear.
Dun, dun, dun. There he goes.
Did you see the paint scheme on the 19 is showing it as a Nissan?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? Holy cow. Hey, actually, it looks really good. Not gonna lie.
I thought that was kind of funny.
I'd like to take a look at Aspinall's car. Honestly, I don't know if that was him making that, or if he's got like a kid at home or somebody in his family that wanted to draw that, or it was him that did it, which kudos to you.
I like the yee on the bumper.
Reminds me of my broadcasting partner on Thursday nights, Mr. Reese Calva, with the yee. But here we go. Pace car on pit road. championship race underway from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Looks like the outside going to get the better jump here.
Yeah, but we got to see how they're going to go through turn 1 and 2.
Bottom now just barely ahead, but I think the run down the straightaway might prevail on the top, and it does so far. Will he clear him into the turn? Looks like it.
A good move by Aspinall to take that second position. He's going to go to the high side looking for that run. Jake Ellingson, who we've talked about quite a bit this season, gets out front and for some reason can't close out the race through faults usually of not his own.
Yeah, he could be the spoiler to the challenge that has been levied out there in the world.
Yeah, well,
because we know how fast he is.
Right now, your championship leader is Brandon Richardson, and it's like normal NASCAR. Top finishing driver of those top 5 in blue on your screen, that is your champion. But right now, Richardson sitting in 3rd with Dunford just 2 spots behind him, and Zachary Thornton already up multiple positions, sitting in 21st.
He's looking to get into that top 20, and I expect it to happen within the next lap or might even be this turn. He's under the quali, we'll call it, because we're not sure which quali it is, but
if it's Jackson or
Dean. But he's by him at the line.
But look at this number 6 on the outside, William George, trying to make that outside work, and it looks like it's doing a really good job as he's trying to get by Dylan Dunford. But a driver we've talked about all season, which after last week's race, we're kind of heartbroken for him due to the incidents on the last lap. Sitting right there in 4th, it's Farron Elam. It's good to see him racing, up front. But Tyler Aspinall really slow on the inside.
He was complaining a few minutes ago he was getting bad frame rate drop.
Oh, that's not good. He's going to have to get off the track.
You see him pulling down now, letting a bunch of guys go by.
Smart move.
I don't know. I hadn't heard if it had cleared up or not.
Well,
yeah, the last lap there for Farron was just totally unfortunate. We had a car in the wall here.
Uh-oh.
He got free of it. Got 6th, I think.
Spit me a number.
Maybe Frank Hughes. I do. I think it was Frank Hughes, AJ.
The 61.
I think.
Sorry for spit.
No, a couple ahead of him. 15 Austin Green?
Could be.
Yeah, that's who it is.
As he's looking to have Bradley Stefan right underneath him in a little bit of a different scheme that in the 89. But we're already 7 laps into this 125 lap event. TJ, talking earlier to some of the teams, what are we looking at for fuel?
The far north gentleman informed me about 30 laps. So
give or take.
We know some of our guys can stretch further than others. So I'm going to say anywhere from 28 to 32, I'd expect it.
That's probably a really good safe bet there.
45 is headed to pit lane with this problem.
Oh, that stinks for Aspinall. With a great qualifying show, frame rate issues, having him go to pit road till he gets them fixed.
Real tight battle back here behind Austin Green. Alan Warnicki's right in there, one of our contenders for the title.
Yeah, he's moving forward. He's +7 positions in that green liquid death car. Love the chrome numbers on it.
Oh yeah, chrome numbers are my favorite for sure.
But we're getting spread out. All drivers have 3 tire changes that they can go down the pit road whenever they need them and grab them. But for 125 laps, to only have 3 sets, you're going to really want to extend these fuel runs as long as possible, as it looks like Dwayne Kernahan just taps the wall in the middle of 3 and 4. Still a good run out of 4, side by side with Frank Hughes. update on the 35 of Zachary Thornton, up to 16th, being very methodical and really taking his time to get by a lot of these cars in that wrestling over everything sponsored 35 Chevy Impala.
Yeah, you got to figure he ain't saving tires or fuel tonight.
Nope. I don't want to call it wreckers or checkers, but you know.
The yellow flag is out.
Front straightaway right in front of the 35. He's through it.
Looks like the 99 of Lee Krause in the wall. Let's see if that's him putting himself up there. It looks like he might have just gotten tight. We're going to go into that far chase cam. And just 11 laps in, he's just going to get tight.
Sounds like the 51 and him had contact.
Oh, he's tight. He looks like he's loose. Clips Frank Hughes, and oh, there they go for a ride. Oh, the 21. Oh, that's going to leave a mark of Donnie Bartlett.
Pretty good job by everybody else to avoid it. You know, once it had kind of happened there.
Yeah, we're going to go back to live as we're going to start pacing around. Jake Ellingson, Brandon Richardson, William George, Dylan Dunford, and Farron Elam, your top 5 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back here from the wonderful facility here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina. TJ, you and I have raced quite a bit around this racetrack in a lot of forms of racing sims or whatever you want to call NASCAR heat. Garbage. But talk about this track. It's not overly difficult in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, as Lee Krause in that 99 kind of showed it, it gets tight.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's an odd corner where you want to you feel like you can carry more speed through there than you actually can, and a lot of times you feel like a hero until you realize you're headed for the fence. And it's about that point that you realize, oh, hey, I got to get out of this or I'm going to hit that fence. Yeah, whereas absolutely. 1 and 2, it's wide open at time. Feel like it. And it's a strange facility. I don't know. I've always felt like I've always drove the corner wrong, but I've never had the problem with getting in the wall. My problem's always been getting loose down on the bottom.
Yeah, and side by side sometimes is some of the hardest things to do in 3 and 4. While it's really easy in 1 and 2, because like you mentioned, it just gets tight, and by the time you notice it, you and possibly the car to your outside are already in that wall. But lights are still on that beautiful, beautiful iRacing pace car. And just want to give a quick shout out to both sponsors as I'm going to light up that Zachary Thornton, number 35, already up to that 12th position. With wrestling over everything, got a little bounty from last to first. If he wins this race, gonna get $35 from Ryan Fry. But also the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. Check them out every Tuesday live on their YouTube. This week they're talking about the Loki series, trying to give everybody enough time to watch it. And in just a couple weeks, they're going to be starting Nerdtober, where they're going to do all slashers this year, starting with the new Freaky movie with Vince Vaughn, followed by Child's Play, and then we go Friday the 13th. But a lot of fun there. But yes, check out Wrestling Over Everything on Facebook and the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. But also 14 laps in, that beautiful pink ribbon. We have some friends of ours I would say, some teammates, because Fry, TJ, and myself are all on the same race team on iRacing. And we've gotten news today that one of our closest drivers, his wife, is expecting unfortunate news in the coming days. And just want to show our support for them. I'm not going to name any names, but they know who I'm talking about. But we care about you, pal. We're here for you. And, you know, the race team is called Racing is Our Therapy. So we're here for you, pal. And always thinking about you, dude. Plus, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're gonna leave that
around the corner.
We're gonna leave that up for the entirety of October as well, to everybody that has either lost somebody or is continuing to fight or has fought and beaten it. You know, hats off and prayers and all the heartfelt sentiments to everybody. But we still have 110 laps to go. And if the first 15 laps have told us anything, TJ, we are in for a slobber knocker of an event tonight, as good old JR would say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed with what I've seen so far. Guys have been slip sliding around, but they seem to be hanging on for the most part, other than a few guys getting hung up at the wall. I expect more of the same as we're probably halfway through this run.
Yeah, just the back half of people pit, and holy, Jason Ellingson with a hell of a launch. Hell of a launch from that number 27. He's going to put multiple car lengths on either Richardson or George. They fly off into turn 1, 2. Ellingson being able to hold on to that lead for about a half a second advantage over William George. But the battle back here is Dunford and Richardson, both playoff drivers, in third and fourth.
Oh, we got a spinner!
Caution, yellow flag.
It's off the nose of the Alan Warnicki machine.
Oh no. It is not good. Brings a quick caution.
From what I know of the league rulebook, I do believe a championship contender is about to get the unfortunate news he does not want, and an EOL for that one.
Oh, Alan Warnicki with a, not necessarily a punt, but maybe got on the gas a little bit too soon and spins Michael Steele. Gonna take a look from that from the far chase view, like we do a lot of these wrecks. And here it is, just better through 3 and 4. Looks like he tries to miss the 5, but on the gas a little earlier than Steele and spins him around. Now we're gonna take a look at that number 5 car, see how he's doing, if there's a lot of damage, because when you spin like that, you really don't know which way you're gonna go.
Yeah, I think we might even add one overturn there.
Oh, is he gonna spin up the track? Oh! Oh! The 65 of Lingerfelt's involved. Playoff driver Lingerfelt.
That's quite the craziness there.
There's Lingerfelt right there.
Almost. We had one up on 2 wheels. The 10 got up on 2 wheels.
And then you get the 2 of Stagner, the 17 of Quali, the 99 of Kraus, the 61 cutting through the grass. But, oh boy, playoff drivers Lingerfelt involved. And it looks like we might see, as we're kind of looking at a black screen here. There it goes. iRacing says, hey, you gonna wait a minute.
Yeah, 65 took a good look to the back left.
And he is still on pit road.
Front end doesn't look too bad, but the rear end definitely took a big hit.
There he goes. He's not going to lose a lap, it looks like. But we're going to see if that 65 is going to drive a little differently now. Kind of waiting to see if something happens with the 72, if he's going to actually get the EOL or not. But ladies and gentlemen, chat room is open. You just got to make sure you subscribe to the channel first. We're trying to find ways to cut away from some of those spam messages that you've been seeing in the chat. So if you can, hit that like button, subscribe to come talk with us. But here comes that 72 down pit road. Doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on it, but probably wants to clean up whatever he's got so that piece is still in the best position to win tonight.
I haven't seen the EOL come across yet.
Neither have I. Maybe they're considering it possibly a racing incident?
They've said it was on the 72.
Oh.
They were putting blame on him, so maybe they're waiting for everybody to get through pit road. And
that's a possibility.
I do believe Tyler Aspinall has retired from the event.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. But TJ, we're under the second caution tonight. It looked like just people, wanting to get to the front. But honestly, it looked like drivers that normally aren't around each other, not realizing when somebody picks up the throttle usually and gets through the corners. Because that looked very accidental, but it ends up with Michael Steele around and getting collected by a good chunk of drivers.
Yeah, including a championship contender.
Oh, 2 championship contenders were involved in that wreck, but you were correct. 65 of Lingerfeld kind of nowhere to go because Steele was blocking turn 4.
And there it is. The EOL has been posted.
Well, he's not going to have to drop pretty far. He's going to go from 19th all the way to 25th.
Actually, it looks like he might have pitted anyway. So it'll probably come out at the rear. And
we are 20 laps in. We thought this race was going to be more of a transition from day to night. It is strictly just going to be a night event. What does that kind of do to these vehicles now that there's no transition?
It more is the track temp is never really going to get hot and slick.
Yes.
So that actually should help them a little, if anything. And obviously they won't have to deal with any sunsets.
Any glares, but you were right with that track temperature. They should have better grip along with higher speeds. But let's see if that number 27 of Jake Ellingson gets that beautiful launch he got last time. We're actually going to jump on board with that number 27 to see what he does when he launches and all the way off into turn 1 and out of turn 2. There he goes. Almost immediately once
green.
hits pit road. Wow.
Yeah, and what a launch he did get. Huge.
Yeah, already almost a half a second over William George. Man, it looks like these cars are very, very loose.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's pitted yet. I know a good number of people have pitted. As Farron Elam gets tapped from behind and hangs on to it.
From first all the way to Mick Olofsson in 11th have not pit yet.
Sounds like we might have had a spinner, but no caution.
Side by side, it looks like Zachary Thornton up to 6th place already. Using these cautions to stay out on the racetrack, pass a bunch of drivers, and already very fast into that top 10, trying to chase down Farron Elam.
Yeah, he's kind of cool, calm, and collectedly maneuvered his way through the field. He missed an early wreck.
Well,
and
Ryan,
got plenty of time
if
here.
you're watching, which I know you are, you might want to start, getting ready to PayPal money over.
I wouldn't cut the check yet, but I would definitely have the pen and checkbook out. Let's just say that.
Because if those last 22 laps have shown anything with those 2 cautions, he can strategize and get to the front very fast because he right now is the fastest car on the racetrack, with that last lap being a 31.52, which is
actually got a battle for the lead.
which just is bettered by 2 other drivers. And there it is. Dylan Dunford getting by Jake Ellingson as they're side by side heading into turn number 3. Does that 94 get tight? Gonna wash up just a tad, but not enough to cause any issue. And now he's gonna start trying to pull away from Ellingson because look who's in 3rd place, DJ.
Yeah, that's championship driver there.
Yep, Brandon Richardson.
Hanging tough there. Really hasn't had a lot of challengers from his playoff mates. I think Josh Fox is the closest in 8th.
Well, you got Dylan Dunford in 1st. Brandon Richardson
Is
in
Dylan? Oh yeah, that's right.
Brandon
I was
Richardson
thinking
in
he was
3rd. Josh
95
Fox in
and
8th. Then you go down quite a while to Kyle Lingerfeld in 17th and Alan Warnicki in 22nd. But look at this battle for second. Ellingson has a rear view mirror of voodoo. Gets that song stuck in my head every time I see that.
it is a good one.
Whoa! That William George a little sideways coming out of turn 4? No, it was a car right behind him, the 9 of Jesse Adams.
I think Jesse was trying to give him room and unstable to the nose of his machine. As they're still side by side.
Yeah, we're going to watch this battle right here because
That Nissan behind him trying to get by.
Yeah, that's different.
I like it. I would be all for Nissan joining that.
So would I.
Their trucks. I own a Nissan Titan. I think that thing's. Can we say badass? I'm saying badass. That thing's badass.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say badass. The funny thing about a Nissan Titan, it's actually a Dodge because it's got a Hemi engine.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of Hondas actually have a hemispherical head. So Dodge has always tooted their Hemi horn, but even Honda has a Hemi. I don't want to hear it.
But right behind him,
and I don't know if it's helped my lawnmower or any.
Bradley Stefane sideways coming out of turn number 4, caught the car, didn't lose a lot of time, but that was a pretty scary moment as these two are still battling side by side. It looks like the 9 of Adams is gonna come out.
Got a real heated battle, AJ, for second.
And they're not letting Ellingson, really get away because here comes Richardson and Farron Elam.
Well, down into one the last lap. Elam was under Richardson, and Richardson was under Ellingson, and luckily they all backed out of it. Otherwise, we might have had a real big incident.
And in fifth place is that 35 of Zachary Thornton wrestling over everything right on the car. This is a heck of a battle. 4 cars.
29's reporting the 27's holding them up. Warning the 24.
Well, when you hear that being said, usually it's a get out of my way before you lose the car. But for the first time in a long time, we are actually going to talk to the number 45 driver of that beautiful car we saw at the beginning. It looked like it was drawn by a child, no offense, which was great. See a lot of NASCAR cars do that right around the September area for childhood cancer awareness. Or we're going to bring up Tyler Aspinall. Tyler, it's AJ and TJ in the broadcast booth. What's going on, pal? I heard you had some frame rate issues. Are you done for the night?
Yeah. Call of the night, call of the season, I guess. I don't know what happened, really. I was running it like 10 frames a second going down the front stretch, and obviously when you're in front of 26 other cars, especially coming to the green, it's pretty scary. I had no clue what was going on there. I was holding Brandon up, so I figured might as well just back out of it. I figured if I could go down pit road, if I had the courage enough to do it under 15 frames a second, I could probably turn all my graphics down, which I did, and nothing happened. So I'm just gonna have to look into it later. I don't know what's going on. It was a great season, though, to be honest.
Oh, you had a very good season. It's always a pleasure to make you, when you're here and racing. It's always nice to see what you do in that 45. But I gotta ask, explain that paint scheme tonight.
Yes,
The yellow flag is out.
We got a yellow.
Before we get to that, if you don't mind sticking around, we're gonna see what happens with this yellow. It looks like Zachary Thornton is falling quite a bit down that running order. Oh God.
Oh yeah, I think wrestling over everything can put the checkbook away because I think it's done.
He got turned.
Oh yeah.
Whether it was on
That was
purpose,
bad.
by accident, or just trying to make it through the tri-oval here. Wow. We will get back to the interview with Tyler Aspinall in just a moment. We're going to take a look at this wreck right now. Oh, it looks like Stefan, who normally, minds his P's and Q's and doesn't try to be in anybody else's business. It looks like just a mistake coming down the racetrack halfway down this, I guess, tri-oval area, quad oval, and just hooks the 35, and that right front tire is just destroyed. I don't know if Thornton's going to be able to make it around the pit road, and it looks like his night is pretty much over, along with Stefan's. I think those were the only two drivers.
He did drive
involved.
off, but I don't know if he can recover from that.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very long fix on pit road, especially without any fast repairs. We're seeing everybody come down pit road, scheduled pit stops for the 9 drivers that didn't pit under the first 2 cautions. But back to Mr. Tyler Aspinall. Explain the car, because we were kind of getting to that, and the wreck happened.
It was all right, my sponsor's Discord server 213 Simware. One of the other drivers that drive for them posted a car kind of like that. It was like they pretty much scribbled everything on there as if you wrote it on a piece of paper.
Okay.
I figured, you know what? I can do that. So I just decided to do that. And honestly, it turned out to be an absolute masterpiece. So I'm kind of glad I did that, but kind of sad it didn't live up to its full glory.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Honestly, I thought with it being September, you had maybe a kid do it, because childhood cancer awareness stuff, and maybe you had like, hey, draw this, whatever you want on the car.
Yeah, no, I didn't really put that much thought into it, but believe it or not, tomorrow actually marks the 1-year anniversary since my first start in EFRL, which was also my first win in EFRL. So for the
Was that
truck
in the
series,
super late model? Oh, that was in the truck series? I thought
was-
that was super late model.
No, actually, last year it was Monday nights, and we rotated between street stocks, Whelen Modifieds, and ARCA cars, and that
wow.
was in a Whelen Modified at, I think it was Myrtle Beach.
Ooh, good track, good car. Anything modified, you'd hear me say good car. But
That's a fact.
Yeah, I love the modifieds, and obviously, first start, first win, it just kind of worked. And I've been with these guys since. I can't give it enough to Dean. He's kept this league going for year now, which is long for most, but he's been doing it right. And I'm glad we're coming back for another season, and hopefully a lot more seasons to come.
yeah, honestly, that was going to be my next question. Was going to be hoping to see you come back next year. Even if it's just not next year, next season, even though it's a short schedule, it's kind of to get everybody past the winter months, and then we open it back up to, I think he wants to do a 20 to 25 race schedule. Don't quote me on it, but I know he wants to expand the schedule a little more. But I'm excited. I know TJ's very excited, even though, he had a scary moment trying to set up his computer today. But
Yeah, that was interesting.
But Tyler, it was an absolute pleasure to bring you up here, talk to you for a little while. Before we let you go, you want to plug any of your other sponsors before we see you in the upcoming season in just a couple weeks?
Yeah, sure. 213simware.com. You can go get my merch today over there. Far Hauler Dirt, Four Cloak Media. And I'd also like to thank everybody who's watching tonight. I know Mom's out of town. I don't know if she's still watching or not because she saw me regulated to like 28th and dead last, and also a little word that says out next to my name. So, Mom, if you're still watching, this is where I'm at. Yeah. I think that's all I got. Thank you guys a lot. I'm looking forward to the next season with you guys.
All right, brother. Well, get ready for Daytona in just a couple weeks. Even though it's Daytona and you just hold the foot down, but
I won the truck race at Daytona, so I don't like what you just said.
All right,
And I'm
Tyler.
a plate racer too, so well, what's that kind of talk, AJ?
I mean, I'm a plate racer too. Just saying. It's the only thing I'm
Just
good at.
because you race a plate race doesn't mean you're a plate racer.
Okay,
You have to like it.
Hey, I'm better than Twisted, if you know what I mean. All right, Tyler. We'll talk to you
All
later,
right.
pal.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
I love my job.
It is a good one.
It very much is a good one. And Twisted, I love you if you ever end up watching this. But just remember, whenever you said you were going to win, it was usually TJ or I. But back to the race as the pace car hits pit road. Lee Krause, your leader, followed by Jake Ellingson. As Lee Krause, even with a scuffed up right side, is gone. Even though he switched lanes before the start-finish line, I don't know if that's legal. But, oh, boy, Dylan Dunford, the 94, blinking out really bad right now. That's probably got to scare Brandon Richardson in the 29.
Yeah, and probably him too, because not what he would want here in championship aspirations.
I mean, we're going full inside line, NASCAR 14, whatever you want to call it. He wasn't there on my screen kind of thing. But there goes 29 for second place to the outside of Lee Krause. Man, all these references that if anybody's raced on any of these games completely understands. As you see the shuffle of Dunford on your overlay timing and scoring side, they're going to have to figure something out with that, because that could be very dangerous to a lot of other drivers trying to get around this racetrack.
Yeah, AJ, I don't know if it's just him. I'm getting blinking on my end, and obviously I'm not racing.
I only just have him, and that's it.
Oh, well, I've got, I don't know what the C is over here on the iRacing, but mine ain't good.
Well, that's connection. I would start.
Oh, my.
I would start shutting everything else off on your end, pal. Like Xbox and other stuff wise.
Maybe it ain't.
But we are currently watching this battle. Fair and Elam trying to track down the 29 of Richardson, but Fair and Elam with over a half a second lead. But we're going to drop further back. Jesse Adams, look at this 6-car train. Kyle Lingerfeld looks to be back in the mix, along with the 72 of Alan Warnicki. Zachary Thornton wrestling over everything. Paint scheme driver, looking for that $35. Unfortunately involved in an incident earlier. I was looking for him in the Discord to get a word with him, you know, kind of like what we did with
Tyler.
Mr. Tyler, but I do not see him out here. But a little weather update. Your issue could be resulting of what's overhead, or what was just overhead. As Warnicki makes the pass on Hughes to the inside, he's going to take that 8th place position, and now looking to Dwayne Kernahan. But Dunford looks like it's kind of stabilized, still blinking a tad, but oh, shouldn't have said that. Broadcaster's curse. Oops.
Yeah, that's never good. Don't jinx a man.
Yeah, I try not to. I mean it. I try not to. But I don't know what happened to Ellingson. He had over a half a second lead just a lap ago. But Richardson right on his back bumper, and right on the back bumper of the 29 is Farron Elam. That 24 is looking to the inside of the 29. Going to try to make that hole work. There it is. Side by side in 3 and 4. That 24 just felt like it got shot out of a cannon. Well, that lap goes to the 24. Let's see what he can do down in 1 and 2. And completes the pass. Good move on both the 24 and the 29. I think the 29 is kind of just playing, all right, we just need to finish ahead of everybody else. Looks like Thornton made it back onto the racetrack. We're going to take a look at how beat up that car is, even though he's 11 laps down. He's going to stick to the high side. Oh, that car is beat up. That car is very, very beat up.
Yeah, and 10 laps down. I mean, he is technically the lucky dog. I don't know if you're going to get 10 lucky dogs, but...
Well, we've seen weirder things happen, pal. Shall I mention a Daytona 500 race with 14 Greenaway checkers?
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I remember that race very well.
But there's your top 3 all in one shot, evenly spread apart. The 27 of Jake Ellingson, 24 of Farron Elam, and Brandon Richardson in the 29. Right now, the 29 is your highest running championship contending driver. But everybody, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Chase Baker in the chat. What's going on, pal? Thank you for tuning in. But they got to do something with that 94. He is causing, I would imagine, a lot of issues. I could just think
and it's unfortunate because, I mean...
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh,
Sounds like they
caution
got a
out.
caution. Been around the backstretch. I didn't catch a number. I just heard race control.
I think it's the 61 of Frank Hughes. Oh, yeah, he's facing the wrong way. That's not good. That's no bueno. Gonna back it up just a little further. Off of the 9, Jesse Adams, it looks like. Let's take a quick look here. Looks like the 61 is just gonna kind of meet in the middle in front of the 9 and just gets turned headfirst into the wall. Gonna have to jump to pit road. No, he's gonna be able to leave under his own power, but we're just at 50 laps. Man, we hit this 50 lap mark pretty fast. Not gonna lie. But we will be right back. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we return, hopefully we'll be just about ready to go green.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back, everybody. Still pacing around. Charlotte Motor Speedway just put lap number 50 on the board. But we're going to pull that 35 of Zachary Thornton into the broadcast booth. Zach Thornton, AJ Capola, TJ Barnier in the booth. What's going on, pal? Very hard hit. It looks like you're back on the racetrack, but multiple laps down. What happened there?
Yeah, if this is real life, I don't think I'd be cleared to race again. But you know, on the front stretch, I just got turned, which it happens. Stuff happens. It's okay. Brad doesn't need to get so down on himself. It happens. It's very unfortunate. It sucks a lot, and I was really hoping to have a good result this race and we would win and be able to collect the bonus. But
I tell you, you were doing it.
I was moving up very, very quickly, and this also the sucky part is we were gonna pit within a few laps, so it just really stinks.
It looked like y'all were kind of getting held up by the 27 there because that whole group got just stacked up, really, and
yeah, we were getting stacked up. I think I was quicker than at least those guys. I mean, I forget who was leading, but Dunford, I think it was. He was pretty quick. But I know I was quicker than at least those guys, you know, just a little bit hard to pass. And I think if I got a few more opportunities, I probably could have passed them. But just once you lose your momentum, you're just to the back of that little pack. So
yeah, we're talking with the driver of the 35 Wrestling Over Everything machine tonight. Unfortunately, still in the race, but kind of out of the race at the same time. Zachary Thornton, you know, you were coming through the field very fast. We knew last week you were going to be fast here at Charlotte. The challenge was made to start from last and win the race. Looks like you were going to possibly be able to do it, but just an unfortunate incident with you and Stefan.
Oh, they're wrecking.
Under caution.
Somebody just spun out. Yeah, somebody just spun out. Dwayne.
Dwayne Kernahan. Good call. I saw him start dropping through the leaderboard. I was like, I was expecting that out of Dunford.
I just saw like a random car just go sliding.
Oh, he locked up his brakes.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
That will definitely do it. But dude, you've been an absolute pleasure to watch all season long. Actually, it was really nice to see my Ryan's. He's not an admin with that Facebook page, but you know, he frequents it quite a bit, and he's very knowledgeable when it comes to wrestling. It was nice to see that on the car, a little support to him and his friends and his group. But I missed that Ben & Jerry's scheme. I want ice cream, boy.
Okay.
Bring back the Ben & Jerry's.
A huge thank you to you guys for broadcasting. You guys done a great job. I'm not sure if we'll be racing next season. It's still up to be decided. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, Emerson. Thank you, Ryan, for the opportunity. Thank you, Wrestling, for everything. We're going green, so I'll stop talking.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming and chatting with us, and hopefully we see you somewhere down the line. I know Wednesdays I've seen you in a couple of those league events, so maybe you'll still be on the channel.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. Catch you later.
See you later.
That was Zachary Thornton. Unfortunately, already multiple laps down after an incident with Stefan, but still out there trying to gain a couple positions back, because as people wreck out or issues happen, he should make up a couple positions, and you never know. You really never know. But Jake Ellingson continues to be your leader, so far leading the most laps tonight, followed by Farron Elam, Brandon Richardson, William George, and Alan Warnicki. That 72 has made a comeback, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say I picked him, but I did. He got that EOL early for the crash and slowly and methodically made his way back up through the field. Isn't quite the top dog
The yellow
yet,
flag
but
is out.
Oh,
looks like we got a
yellow is out. Richard Groff had to jump the pit road. He's a driver of the 10. Let's see what happens. Ooh, he's already in trouble. Oh, wow. He rid the wall quite a while. It looks like something just breaks. He's going to go straight to the wall and stay on that wall. Oh, I hope everything's all right.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Yeah, that is very odd. Jumps to pit road, and we're under caution once again for the 5th time here tonight, which is very unlike the Extreme Forces Racing League. 5 cautions in the first 60 laps. I don't remember the last time we've had so many cautions this early, and I don't want to bring up the race that just came to mind.
Hampshire.
Hey, New Hampshire was a good race up until like
It
35
was.
to
I mean,
go.
it was still a good race even with the craziness, but it just slowly got ugly.
But cars coming down pit road for their second pit stop. They only get 3 sets of tires, so they really need to pick and choose when they use them. And I'm talking from experience, and y'all gonna laugh at me. I have forgot to uncheck tires a couple times and gone through a set by accident.
AJ, I think all of us are probably guilty of that at one time or another.
Okay, so I'm not, the only idiot at once, but
I know I've done it. I don't think I was racing with a tire limit when I did it, so it didn't really hurt me, but I definitely know, like, pit stop would have been a heck of a lot better if I hadn't taken the tires.
yeah, you ain't kidding, pal. You ain't kidding. But everybody, tonight it is the championship race. There can only be one 125. The drivers in that blue color number are your championship drivers, and right now the highest driver is the number 65 of Kyle Lingerfelt. He has gone through a lot of adversity so far early on in this race, and he has bounced back all the way to that 3rd position. Gotta be proud, gotta be anxious, but, still have a long way to go tonight. But with that being said, we're going to take another break to the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast and their show open. New episodes out on their YouTube live every Tuesday night. Go check them out. In the description are their links, along with the Wrestling Over Everything links. So go check out our channel partners, and we will be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back. Still under caution, still pacing around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm AJ Capola. TJ Barnier is, I don't want to say indisposed, but not here at the moment.
No, I'm here.
Oh. Well, cool. Thought you weren't.
No, we're good. Actually, it was
you fixed
playing with things, and for the moment, I don't want to jinx it. We're good.
All right, but you have a hot fix message to you on Messenger if it happens again.
I mean, I went on my Xfinity app and...
Which I would love to be sponsored by Xfinity. That'd be great. Xfinity, Comcast.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make it happen, because I can use some better internet.
True, AJ. That is, the worst case.
But we are gritting back up. Lights on that iRacing official pace car are off. And a different, I guess, top 10. Outside of Fair and Elam, you have some newcomers in this top 10. Donnie Bartlett in second. Kyle Lingerfelt, who is bouncing back quite nicely. Austin Green, Michael Steele after his spin with the 72 of Alan Warnicki, Travis Lepanis, Frank Hughes, Lee Krause, bless you, TJ, Dwayne Kernahan, and the Qualies in 10th. A very different top 10
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I think people have been pitting. I know my plan for this race, tires would have been weird because they wouldn't have really matched up with fuel.
No, it would not have.
I mean, if it had gone, say it had gone green, you think you figure you got 3 additional sets, so 4 sets total, 125 laps. You would want to go every, 27, 28, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Here we go.
almost fair number of your pit stops that I would have probably done it.
Yeah.
But the way this race has gone,
Green,
I mean,
green.
the strategy's all over.
Yeah, Fair and Elon with a great jump. Little staggered at the line, but Donnie Bartlett takes that second spot for the time being. Here it comes, Kyle Lingerfeld looking for second place.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how close he wants to get to that car out front. We know the issues that was had last week.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I don't think he made it. I don't think he made a friend. Let's say that. Because I know obviously if that last lap incident hadn't happened, your number one man in the point would be the leader.
Yeah. Yep. And I think Dylan Dunford at that point would be out.
Was it Dunford or Richardson? I think it was Richardson.
Oh. Math.
Because Richardson was behind. Lingerfeld had like a 5-point lead on them guys.
Oh,
And Elam was ahead of him, and behind him was Richardson. I think Richardson.
Look at this crazy battle on your screen right there. You got the 15 of Green and Warnicki on the outside, but the 5 of Steele and the 99 of Lee Krause on the inside. Nice side-by-side battling. Nice clean side-by-side battling.
Yeah, I mean, you got the race within the race here. Obviously, Warnicki trying to win the title. Got to kind of get free of these guys so he can go up there and get to the guys that he's running with for that.
It was a great move, and now trying to get by Michael Steele like he shot out of a cannon.
Kind of like 2 for 1 there.
Yeah, past
That car is hooked up. It's been hooked up all night. Obviously, it came from the rear. Similar to how Zach Thornton had done early. No real surprise with the speed he's shown in race that he's back to 6th.
Well,
the question remains, can he get to 3rd?
When he crosses
that would be your win.
Crosses the line here, I'll give you his lap time in relative of everybody else. Oh God, he was the fastest car on the racetrack. 31:12, and the closest one to him would be Josh Fox, a 31:59.
Well, don't look now, but I do believe he is challenging for and taking away the top spot for the title.
Yes, he is. He is flying. I've seen this in Fast and Furious, but I don't think they have NOS in these cars, but holy cow. Definitely looks like it.
Whatever he's got, it's working for him as he's challenging now for the lead and driving away with it. Clear into the turn.
He's got to feel like Superman.
And he's got to have a fresh set compared to some of these guys.
Well, fair Elam last pit. Oh God, yeah, last pit on 35. Warnicki came and grabbed, I would assume, tires on 57, so 22 laps of difference.
And it's showing clearly. I mean, he just blew by probably the 5-6 guys behind him, maybe even more. I wasn't quite sure where he restarted, but he blew right by the majority of these guys.
Well, he did a 31:57 to Elam's 32:03, so almost a half a second faster, and already pulled 0.6 seconds off of Fair and Elam. But Kyle Lingerfeld making the pass for 3rd, trying to get back to Warnicki. And really what this race is a strategy pull. When do you take those tires?
I mean, from this point forward, as we're just past halfway, I would think there's probably one more pit stop with tires. Obviously, you're going to probably need to do more than that with fuel.
See, I would have bit the bullet if my car stayed clean. I would have bit the bullet the first stage and went as long as I could on those general tires.
I mean, you see the lead Warnicki's getting right now. I think some other guys with tires have worked their way through.
Well,
So maybe now that'll equalize a little bit.
well, why don't we do
But-
this? I haven't done it a lot lately, but let's see if we can get stint length on board for everybody at home. Looks like your top 4 are your freshest tires, and then you have Fair and Elam on 34 lap old tires, along with Lingerfelt 34, Richardson in 7th on 12 old lap tires, and Kraus on 19 old tires. So there is a difference. There's quite a bit of difference there. But Fair and Elam and Kyle Lingerfelt kind of still holding their own. You know, easily in that top 10 still. As TJ's probably pulling up his YouTube going, what the heck is AJ talking about?
No, I was kind of flipping cameras here and looking at some different things.
But now, right now, your top 4 are all on the same tire strategy.
And the name, obviously, that highlight underline here, who just got to 4th, another playoff contender.
Yep.
That Nissan machine, I like saying. Phil?
Yeah, that. I hope we get more manufacturers. But that does look very good. A Nissan GTR, and it legit looks like a Nissan GTR.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that would have to be the car they would enter into this series. Makes sense. Or into any series in NASCAR. We obviously know what they would go with for truck.
Yeah, the Titan.
I think they have. I mean, obviously the 370Z would have been a heck of an entry for the Xfinity series, but I don't know if they still make that car.
Looks like
But I mean, I'm all about more people coming to play at the party. Why not?
Frank Hughes, Donnie Bartlett, Austin Green all hit pit road. Kyle Lingerfelt now on pit road, along with Fair and Elam.
I think that was expected.
Everybody else pitting on a pit stop. This is going to hurt them because they're about going to go a lap down, lap and a half down. So this is going to hurt Kyle Lingerfelt big time, especially when it comes to his championship hopes. Unless he ends up being the lucky dog.
I don't think anybody pitting right now can make it on. That's like 50 laps. We were told 30.
So give or
So I
take
would think
5 or so.
Well, right. I mean, I'm just saying they're the guys that just hit pit road. If we're running at, they're going to be back in around 105. So, same thing said for the guys that are out there right now. They're probably, unless they could get to say 95, I don't see. They're also on a 2-stop scenario, so I wouldn't think really that's going to hurt them in the long run as long as we stay green. I know I don't like to run that amount of laps a lap down personally, but if it works out where you get those fresh tires, I mean, we saw the lead Alan Warnicki got out to on fresh tires. If those guys can now
Josh Fox
kind of do the
taking
same
that
back
second
to him
position right now. We're trying to take that second position.
and gain time on track, it could work out for him in the long run.
So, TJ, why don't we run down where our championship contenders are on track? Starting with, in first place, it is the driver of the number 72, Alan Warnicki, going from front to back, back to front, currently leading and kind of keeping Jake Ellingson and Josh Fox at about a second advantage. But then we drop back to third, and let's talk about Josh Fox. TJ, go for it.
I mean, I've personally haven't seen Josh Fox this far to the front all night. I know I've seen him, it seems like everywhere in the field. So the fact that he's up here now, late or later, certainly is a good thing and a very good, he's in a very good position for his championship run.
Yeah.
He seems to be cutting into that lead, so go get him from third place.
And then sitting in fifth, it's the 29 of Brandon Richardson. He's been very strong all race. He started in that fourth position, stayed around the top 5, always in the top 10, and just running a very consistent race. He's been to the front. He's almost led. He's gotten to second and almost shoved Jake Ellingson out of the lead to take it. But right now, currently sitting in that fifth position. TJ, we're going to switch to the 94 of Dylan Dunford. And Mr. Blinky looks like he's kind of got it figured out, but right now he is the last car on the lead lap. What does he need to do to get back to the front?
Well, I mean, for starters, he needs a yellow because I can't tell, but according to my chart, Pierce is always way off the pace as far as where everybody else is related, and I think that was in part due to the blinkiness he had. I think they were asking him to try to stay back off the field a little bit to see if it improved or he could get it improved. So I think it's going to start with a yellow if he does have it solved, and then maybe probably some tires and a lot of luck.
And then our final driver in this championship event is Kyle Lingerfeld. Currently 1 lap down, not the lucky dog. Is sitting in 20th. Just came down, grabbed tires, grabbed fuel. Kind of seeing if this is a strategy move or what have you. But right now, a lap down, and if a caution were to come out now, he would not be the lucky dog.
No. Maybe a wave around if everybody in front of him pits. I do believe, though, he is on a 1 stop from here and probably a fuel stop, not a tire stop, to the finish.
Would you make that gamble?
Oh, absolutely, 100% of the time.
And you
when those guys restarted, knowing they had 2 stops to the finish, you take your tires once. You would do it early to try to get the gain, and pray it worked out for the late run.
And as you are, and as I am, we're drivers first before broadcasters, right?
Oh yeah.
Would you be able to throw that Hail Mary and be able to be like, I did what I could, I drove my ass off, I just didn't have it tonight? Or would you be kicking yourself thinking about doing something different?
If it worked out, I would consider myself a genius. If it didn't work out, and I can tell you this part from experience, because it happened 3 nights in a row over 3 series in a league I'm in, or was it on Xbox? It is the most frustrating and I was ready to retire from racing after 2 nights. So, if it works, you're a hero, and if it doesn't, you would literally be left wondering, well, did I make the right call?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of drivers after tonight in this championship hunt, if they don't come ahead the winner, because all 5 have been within the top 5 at some point tonight under a green flag run.
Yeah, I think right now probably the most upset would be Dylan Dunford. Computer issue.
Yeah, he's having him once again.
So he's about 10 seconds off. No, 10 seconds ahead of that. It's 4 seconds off of Mick Olof's 14th, and it's just doesn't seem to be improving.
Alan Warnicki is coming with a full head of steam. And
I believe we have cars coming for the pits, AJ.
We do. It looks like the qualies, Travis Lepanis, Michael Steele, and Dwayne Kernahan all on pit road.
Lee Krause saying he'll be headed in. Got across the scanner.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you had that. All coming down.
Yeah, it hasn't really given any good information this evening.
Now, with this
I hadn't
being
really mentioned
possibly your second to last pit stop of the evening. It's not the money stop yet, but you can definitely put yourself in a hole by making a mistake.
The thing that's very interesting with where they are right now.
Oh! Jake Ellingson hard into the turn 4 wall and still gaining.
AJ Warnicki has a problem.
Warnicki looks like he's out of fuel. When did he come down pit road last? 57.
57?
So he's on 30 laps right now, and okay, well, it looks like he's under power again.
Right. It was really strange that last lap. He was like he was out of gas, but I haven't got word that he's pitting.
Here comes Farron Elam to unlap himself.
This is very strange out of the leader right now. He gave up pretty significant lead.
Yeah, almost 0.8 of a second. As Farron Elam unlaps himself, and when all these drivers come to pit road, that 24 is going to gap them quite a bit.
I'm wondering, and this is what I was just about to mention, potentially is he now gone into a small conserve mode to try to get to, say, 92, 93, thinking he can make it on one stop?
Oh, that's going to be a very tough thing to do, especially if you were not saving the whole time. That's the issue. If you were saving the whole time, there's a good chance you do exactly what you just said. But if there were at any point you were going all the way 100% as you can, it looks like Donnie Bartlett and Josh Fox are side by side. As here comes Donnie Bartlett, currently in 10th, one lap down, trying to get his laps back. Or lap back.
Oh, Warnicki, I think, touched the wall. If he didn't, he was close enough to kiss it. We got a Mick Olofsson said he's coming in.
He was just
Warnicki this lap.
Warnicki coming in this lap. You hear that from...
Sounds like Ellingson and Fox.
Not just pit reporter, Mr. TJ Barnier, hearing all voice comms. Here they come off of turn number 4.
Okay, Fox evidently bailed on it.
Well, he saw all these cars coming to pit road. Probably a smart move.
Richardson looks like he came in. No issues here through these front 3 as they get down into their boxes. Josh Fox this lap.
Probably a safer bet now that more cars are not going in a cluster. Because we've seen a lot of cars hit pit road at once and just pile up at the entrance. Jesse Adams looks to, not assume the lead. He's going to come down pit road too in that number 9. Here comes Farron Elam.
Yeah, he's kind of charging up through here. Lingerfelt's the one I'm really watching to see where he shakes out here, but I think these guys are close enough with a little bit of saving. They can make it from here.
The one's on pit road now, correct?
Yes, I didn't think they would get this far, but they've gotten this far, and I mean, it's 33, 34 laps. That's not impossible.
Well, the difference between Farron Elam and Alan Warnicki just at about 9.5 seconds, closing very fast.
I mean, the thing with Farron is he obviously, if he wins the race, great. It'd be a hell of a redemption from last week. But obviously, he's not running for the title. Right now, Fox and Lingerfeld. I'm trying to find Fox.
Josh Fox is currently in 12th.
Okay, my thing hasn't updated yet, evidently, with him. Where's Mr. Lingerfeld? There it goes at the line.
So on your screen right there is pit stop lap. Elam 73, Bartlett 72, 73 for Lingerfeld as well. Warnicki just updated to go with, I think, 93. Same thing
so
with
Warnicki
Ellingson.
is within 2 seconds of Lingerfeld and doesn't appear to be in a fuel save mode, but
It's also you're on fresh tires, so you're already going to be faster. But
Right, he
look how
just got by Lingerfeld.
Look how slow Elam is right now. Going into turn number 3, it looks like he was well off the gas. Because here comes the 35 of Thornton, catching him like he stopped.
Which obviously the 35 shouldn't be catching about anybody.
Exactly, being on 3 wheels. But let's actually jump on that 24 cockpit view to see what he's doing. He's only holding at about 6.5 RPM up to 7 and just coasts. Look at that. Coasting, still coasting, getting back on it just a little bit. Wow.
Obviously in some sort of fuel conserve mode. I think they realize what's going on.
But as you mentioned it before, let's go look at that 72. Same concept.
Lingerfeld and Richardson side by side right now, and Richardson not very happy about it.
Warnicki brings it up to 6.5, almost to 7, and cuts it all the way just to 6, not in any sort of fuel saving mode like Fair and Elon. And within 3 seconds, almost 2 seconds now. Brandon Dakota in the chat, how are you? Still calling out LOL. Let's go Jesse Adams. Mr. Adams is currently in that 13th position, just about 12.5 seconds back.
I know you haven't said it in a while, but I wanted to mention it earlier when you were talking about there can only be one. Made me think if there can only be one what? I wanted to give you some grief. I don't know if we're going to get another chance. It looks like these guys are going to.
Jake Ellingson.
So I thought I'd mention it.
Round the outside of Alan Warnicki.
Yeah, that's probably a smart move for the position we're in. I assume these guys have to save just a bit, not a lot, which Warnicki's probably doing right now.
Yeah, because Brandon
fair and Elam.
Brandon Richardson is catching Alan Warnicki as well as Fair and Elam is going to go from first all the way to third in one turn.
He's obviously in a conserve mode. We know that for him. And wow, Richardson way closer than I would have wanted to have been.
Yeah, Richardson threw it in there, and he is gaining with Warnicki and Richardson along with Ellingson all pitting on that lap 91.
We know Ellingson has been one of the best at making a run last all season. And we've seen it time and time again.
And the issue,
so I'm not surprised he's there.
The issue he's had is he's got caught up in a lot of other drivers' messes that usually end his night after a very good night.
Oh, absolutely. Looked like Richardson might have got a piece of the wall. I wouldn't be surprised to see Warnicki quite literally mimic what Ellingson does in front of him.
Well, we're under 30 laps to go, or better yet, 25 laps to go. Hell of a race to the finish. And TJ, we haven't done it all night. Why don't we do it now? We'll see you guys in just a couple laps, or we're going to crank it up from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here for the final 20 laps, or just under 20 laps, and there can only be one 125. We are seeing varying strategies here from the front runners. The top two title contenders are within a straightaway of each other. It's gonna be a wild finish to the race. AJ, what do you expect here? Who turns it on first?
Well, with the difference between Warnicki and Richardson only being just about a half a second, you got to expect Richardson is going to hit that gas pedal at some point and try to get to Warnicki. But
apparently it's now.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy cow, under 4/10, 3/10 of a difference.
I don't know how close these guys are. It's got to be tight if they're trading essentially space on the racetrack like crazy.
And it is literally just a battle between Warnicki, Richardson, and Fox. And you want to know something? Somebody we haven't talked about on screen right now. I'll drop it back to that 5th place position in a league of his own, all by himself, running his own race in 5th is Josh Fox. That might benefit this 19 because he's not riding with anybody. He
doesn't have to push.
Challenged right now, while Warnicki and Richardson are literally right by each other. They see each other. So I'm not saying my pick might do it, but I hate picking favorites. Not really. It's kind of fun. It's a game we play up in the booth, but it's differently interesting being away from these two guys. Maybe they're running harder than Fox is.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like one lap, the Richardson machine closes right up on the back of Warnicki, or like real close, and then another lap goes by and it's like Warnicki fires back off and gets away from him. Almost like Richardson's fishing with him, and he's letting a little line out every time,
With like the here kitty thing.
Maybe even a dun dun kind of moment, but it's just
go ahead, TJ.
crazy
I'm sorry.
right now. It's just, I imagine Ellingson. I mean, he hasn't. I would match him. I mean, I assume he knows how far he can go, and I would literally just match him. Whatever he's doing, I would do.
Ellingson is just here to win the race. That is it. He's got one job. He's not he's not in the championship 5. He's just here to win the race.
And he's on the same strategy as them, so I would assume he is, match what he does, and in theory, the worst you're going to finish is second if you're matching him.
Exactly. And that's a very good point to your credit, TJ. But look at this. Dwayne Kernahan getting around Alan Warnicki. Kernahan just came down pit road just a couple laps ago. Now,
AJ, who would you want to be in this scenario? Do you want to be the chaser or the chasee?
Probably the chasee.
I know I like to be in front. I know for me, I've always been, even if it's a save race, I want to be the guy in front.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing I can do is save too much and be just that far behind and end up, knowing like, man, if I'd have saved half a lap less fuel and gone, I would have had him.
Right now, my relative would be, I'd be looking at the racetrack in the turns and in the straightaways, looking at my relative to see what Richardson and Fox now currently in 4th. You have championship contenders 2, 3, and 4. And just going to take a look at how close this battle is on board with Richardson right now.
These guys got to be on the edge because they're still, it's like a big boxing match here. They're trading blows. One lap, somebody gains. One lap, somebody else loses. And I mean, really, it's the front 3 are all trading shots here. I mean, Ellingson seemed to be out just enough to where he wasn't in contention, but now these guys have kind of got back to him, and maybe he wasn't saving as aggressively as he thought he was.
And Josh Fox is closing up big time.
I would think Fox is saved. He's saved. He knows he's saved, and now he's in go mode.
Last lap, he was easily about a half a second faster. The lap that just happened there, just about 2.5 tenths faster. So still closing, still a tiny bit of time left, but he can't make a mistake.
No, I mean, none of them really can, as far as, because you make a mistake and have to pedal it to try to save it. That could be the half a straightaway you need of fuel. You know, I mean, I'd like to say I like fuel mileage races because I've won a lot of them, but I really don't. In the aspect of they're just so nerve-wracking as a driver to know what you need to do and know you can't do it because the guy behind you is pushing you.
Exactly. And there it is on your screen. Jake Ellingson leading just about a second over Alan Warnicki and Brandon Richardson.
And I would think now a yellow would almost be disastrous because they'd all probably have to pit.
For fuel, Farron Elam on pit road.
We thought he was short. He was trying to save. Evidently, he was pretty short. Lingerfelt has been down, obviously, as he's a lap down. Or these guys have pit knowing that none of them are going to make it. But I really think the front group is going to make it. Fox is like in sight of these guys now.
Yeah, I love this cockpit view in these cars to see the depth of how much they can see. But there it is. There it is, TJ. And do you think I could have actually been right that he was staying right where he needed to until it was go time? Because here it is. Look into the inside of the 29. The 29 has to block here, you would assume.
You would think he has to block, but if he has to save, he pretty much can't.
There it is.
I mean, you're out of time to save. If you haven't saved by now, it's over because he's here. You gotta go. Warnicki cannot give up anything here. He has to have saved enough
Josh
by
Fox
at this point.
Play his hand almost perfect here with that final stop, coming to 3 laps to go at the line next time by.
I've done this. I've been the guy way back thinking, I know I'm good once I get good and go. I've done that strategy. It's worked. I hate doing it. I don't want to do it that way. I'd rather be Warnicki, but right now it looks like it's going to work for Fox. There's not a lot of time. We should be approaching 2 to go this time by.
Yeah, when they hit the line, dual popsicle sticks are going to be up in the air. Look at
Fox
that gap
is there
on screen.
Warnicki going to have to block. I don't know if he's still saving, but he can't. You got to go.
Everybody on the edge of their seat.
Runs out.
Everybody standing up around the racetrack. Farron Elam going to take it to the inside, letting these guys battle for position on the racetrack. This is for your championship. Dual popsicle sticks were up in the air by Barney the Flagman into turn 1 and 2. There's your difference on screen.
I want to say with the battle on track, Ellingson, as long as he has the fuel, has got this one. The title fight is right here.
There goes Warnicki blocking the inside.
Oh, this might be a slugfest. I don't know. I can't tell if he's saving it. Definitely the 19 ain't saving.
19
sends it in on the
outside.
top.
They're going to
touch.
Fox.
White flag.
Fox has the pass on the outside going into turn number 1. Does Warnicki give him a shot? Not in close range anymore. Fox might get
and Fox
to
is driving
Ellingson.
off. Fox is driving off.
Fox might get the lead.
Ellingson, I think, maybe out of fuel. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel.
And coming out of
Warnicki out of fuel.
There it is, out of turn 4 to the line. Josh Fox wins the championship for the Extreme Forces Racing League.
Unbelievable.
Holy
what a finish.
Cow. Warnicki comes home second tonight, and Ellingson will come home third. Holy crap.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Shall we watch that white flag lap again?
I would love it. I am in just shock. What a finish. What a drive.
Well, here it is. We're going to go and take a look at that white flag lap again. Get these drivers ready. There's a touch. It looks like Fox gave him a little bump off of the wall. And Warnicki trying one last shot to the back of the 19. Can't get there. And where does the 27 run out of gas? Probably going into turn 3, right?
Into 3. He's reporting into 3. I want to point out something. The drivers just mentioned it. I forgot about it. Remember, they all said they were pitting. Josh Fox said he was going in, and he bailed and went one more lap. I think that was the difference in fuel.
And there it was. The champion of the EFRL ARCA series.
AJ, just want to point out, that's a Nissan in victory lane.
That is a Nissan on victory lane, and I hope he goes back and watches the stream, clicks that screenshot button, because there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Gonna take a couple minutes. Gonna see our couple sponsors, the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast, along with the EFRL commercial. We're gonna get ready for interviews. When we get back, we're gonna talk to our top 3 drivers and the champion of the EFRL ARCA division, Josh Fox.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Josh Fox goes from 4th place to 1st place in just about 4 laps to come home champion of the EFRL. Jesus, TJ. I know you're making your way down to the start-finish line after Josh Fox gets out of the car. But man, absolutely what a great race. We're going to get to him in just a second. But there he goes. TJ, let's get you with Josh Fox.
Congratulations, Mr. Champion. I got to know, when you were 5 seconds back there on that run, were you ever in doubt that it was going to be you tonight?
I was doubting it that whole last run there. I was trying to look at the lap, like how far behind I was behind Brandon and Alan there. And then I noticed I was saving and gaining So I was like, all right, I feel a little optimistic right there. And yeah, it came right down to the end. It was a wild race.
We were watching the ticker up here in the booth, and you were getting closer, and you were getting closer, and we already knew the front guys were saving very aggressively, but not, what seemed to be enough. It seemed like they kept trading gaps, and then all of a sudden you're just getting closer and closer, and you were there, and then you're through them, and then they're running out, and it's like, he put the Nissan in victory lane.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I knew once staying out a lap later than them, I thought I might have a chance at it, and it definitely did.
That was the winning move. I mean, I never would have thought staying out a lap would be the move of the race, but it was the move of the race.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
it was a great move. AJ Capola still up in the booth while TJ made his way down there. But dude, I called you as my shot to win the championship tonight. I didn't know if it was going to be for the win of the race too, but when you didn't pit with the cluster of drivers on 91, I thought it was just because you did not want to pit with the cluster of drivers. I had no clue it was going to be for, hey, wait, math says we're going to be a lap short if I pit now. I'll go another lap. But great strategy call, fantastic season. You kind of, I don't want to say snuck yourself into this final 5, but you have probably been every position on the racetrack at one point in a lot of these races, and you always finish towards the front. I think it's a consistency thing with you, along with, knowing how to finish these races, while some of these drivers, while they're good, don't know how to finish off these races.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what I look forward to. Most of these races, just stay out of trouble and be there at the end. And going back to that pit stop there, I didn't know when I was pitting until I was down the backstretch on the lap that they pitted. That's how concerned I was with it. I was trying to save enough fuel to stay out a lap later, and I ran out of gas on pit road, coasting down to my pit stall, so it worked out perfect. But I probably wouldn't even have been in this situation if I didn't mess up qualifying and didn't get a lap and have to start first.
Yeah, we watched you in qualifying loop it, I think, twice out of 2.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
But TJ, do you got anything for our championship winner in this EFRL ARCA division?
Well, we were told from people outside that you need to keep that Nissan machine for next year because that thing was a rocket ship here when it needed to be. And I mean, you made that one entertaining finish that I wasn't expecting it to be that entertaining. It was just that much more. And what a way to cap off this season! And just congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, what a win.
And before we let you go, hopefully you're coming back for this short season that starts in just a couple weeks, and it will be broadcasted on All-Star 15 TV. Got any sponsors on that vehicle or of yourself you'd like to plug before we let you probably party hardy tonight?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my teammates, Devin, Jesse, and Kyle, and shout out to Devin as well. He on the team is. Did I say Devin? I don't know.
I think you did.
He's already started drinking. He's already drinking.
Yeah, that's why I got Bush on the car for. We're gonna have a nice cold Bush tonight. But shout out to my team owner Dak Fu on PlayStation over there, Dak Fu Prizes, and thank you guys for putting on a good broadcast, and thanks to Dean for putting on this league and everyone who races in it. It's been a fun season.
Beautiful, beautiful, pal. Hopefully we talk to you in just a couple weeks with the short winter season coming up. But
yeah.
Go party, have a couple Bushes for me because I got work in the morning and I can't intoxicate myself tonight.
Hell yeah, I'll drink one for you, buddy.
There you go. Championship winner, Josh Fox, bringing it home. P1 after some strategy calls late on the last pit stop. Big kudos to him. Brass balls on him as well. Now, going to talk to the driver that came home second in the championship points, the driver of the 72. I think it was your pick, TJ. Finally getting one over you. Going to talk to Alan Warnicki. TJ, I'll let you take the first question here.
Alan, at what point did you think you were going to be short, I guess is how I want to ask this, or were you thinking you were going to make it the whole time?
I came out of the pits like 2.5 laps short.
And did it ever tell you were good, or was it just a fight the whole run?
It was never good. I was just watching the gap back to Richardson, trying to keep it at half a lap and save as much as he did. And
That's kind of what we figured.
just ended up half a
Man,
lap,
you were so close.
a corner short. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying on the broadcast, I said he can't be saving anymore. He's got to go. You know, that 19's there, and you were still just, it looked like giving up just enough. I mean, you had a hell of a year. I hate it for you. I've been in your shoes. I've been that close and lost them, so I know how you feel. Just still a good season. I get to, it's kind of a fallback. But man, it was so close in your hands. Almost had it.
Yeah, I really wanted to go back to back, but it was not in the cards. It didn't help going back to the back twice throughout the race. So it didn't help.
Yeah, you
Got to
definitely
pass a lot of
fought
cars.
through some adversity tonight. Sure. I mean, I had picked you at the top of the show to be the man holding the trophy, and you went to the back once, and I said, well, we've seen some other guys go back there and come back. So we were waiting to see, and then you got out front. We're like, he's just got to hold it. And you held it for 124, and 125 was not enough for you.
Yeah, I was clutching it into 3 and 4 as long as I could without making super slow lap times. Just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, Alan, it's AJ Capola up in the booth. Overall, a fantastic season in that 72 Liquid Death Chevy Impala. Tonight, you threw everything out. You did everything you could. You come home second, but overall, the season, I feel, and doing the super late models a couple seasons ago, now doing the ARCA division, this is my favorite kind of racing when it comes to what we've seen so far, and I gotta attribute that to you with what you did tonight. Getting into the incident and getting the EOL to the front again, and then to the back again, back to the front. Your driving ability within the sim, and I would assume if you race in real life, it's probably pretty damn good too. But you are so fun to watch, and as a broadcaster, as a fan, and I think a lot of the people watching, dude, you put on one hell of a show, and you are so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I appreciate that, AJ. I mean, I try to race as clean as I can. I know tonight I get into the 5. I think that was just a case where he got loose and slow, and I had a good corner, and we got together, and I hate it. I try to stay off guys as much as I can and keep the nose clean when I can, and it helps having a couple guys in Discord talking me off the ledge and cussing and swearing on 47.
Trust me, I know a couple people that need good talkings off of ledges when they make mistakes, but the guy in the broadcast booth is more of a Madden person when that happens. But any sponsorship, anything you want to plug before we let you go, and hopefully we'll see you back for the short season coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thankfully I've got most of those guys on board for next year and for next season on the team, so that'll help with the mental part of it. I do want to thank you guys, Extreme Sim TV. The broadcasts are phenomenal. The insight is great for the viewers, and it's nice to be able to go back and watch and see when we should have started saving gas or taking tires or blocked somebody. I probably should have blocked somebody here tonight, but that wasn't in the cards. But that's how it goes.
All right, brother. Well, absolutely fantastic season. Thank you for putting on one hell of a show all the way up into the checkered flag tonight. And I can't wait to talk to you and see what you do in the future, pal.
Sounds good. Hopefully we have some more conversations. I appreciate it.
All right. That is the second place finisher and second place in the championship driver, Alan Warnicki. TJ, one of my favorite persons to interview. I'm going to give you the first crack like I've done all night. It is Mr. Jake Ellingson.
What's
Mr.
happening?
Ellingson, how you doing?
Oh, heartbroken.
Were you thinking you were gonna make it, or was it always short?
About 5 laps into into that last run, I looked at the fuel gauge and I'm like, oh, I'm should make it at least to the start finish. And then like 15, like when we got closer to the end, I was keeping an eye on it, and then all of a sudden I was a lap short. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be terrible. And so I started, clutching it at both ends of the track, trying to save fuel. And last turn going into 3, it didn't want to go anymore. Ran her dry, and it was so heartbreaking, especially with a dominant car that I had.
Yeah, you were definitely at the front. I think more than anybody else tonight, and we were talking about it on the broadcast. We're like, we know these guys have got to be saving a little bit. Just the numbers tells us it was around 30 laps, and they're coming in 30 plus. So we thought it was going to be good, and if anybody was going to catch it, we thought it was going to be right behind you. But it turns out you all ran out, and the fourth place driver got you all. So
yeah, it was definitely a heartbreaking loss, but in the end, it was great strategy by everybody. Congratulations, Josh Fox, for being smarter than the rest of us dum-dums, but
we didn't. I forgot about that. He had stayed out an extra lap, and that turned out to be the move of the race. He even said he ran out on pit road coming to his pit, so that's how far he put it early.
When we pit and we seen him drive by, it was like, how is he going to stay out another lap? Because we were going to be running out on if we were going to stay out. So he had to been saving just a little bit on that second to last run in order to make it that far. Because if me and Alan would have stayed out again, we would have ran out on the backstretch. That's how close we were to.
Right.
But
which I mean that would have been worse than trying to run out on the last lap in theory. I think he said he was saving just a little bit there at the end of that the run prior to the last one, and that's what got him around.
Because so heartbreaking.
You were so close. I mean, honestly, I kept telling AJ, I said, if I'm these guys behind him, I'm doing what he does, because he must feel like he can make it, because you weren't, they were just all staying back of you just a little bit. I thought you were going to make it for sure, and then sure enough, you went into 3, and it's like, he's high. And you weren't the only one that ran out, so you
hey, at least I wasn't the only one, which made me happy, because I'm like, everybody else did. Maybe I'll get this. Nope, not happening. Wasn't happening.
Well, Jake, what a fantastic season. Overall, great season. You've been able to put fantastic races together. Unfortunately, with a lot of those fantastic races, you get caught up in somebody else's trash. But overall, fantastic. You come home third tonight, even running out of 3 and 4, you wheel it all the way back to a third place finish, and talk about it, pal. A season overall. Just give us like a couple words of what we could see from the 27 and Jake Ellingson next season.
Well, definitely coming for this championship. Definitely going to have more top 5s. I'm looking for more race wins. I definitely have the speed to be up front all the time. There's still a lot of guys that are a threat. Josh Fox. Alan's always been a good friend, and he's always fast. He's been a big help to me getting better. Dunford, he's another one who's always in the mix. Got to give a big shout out to Lee Krause. He's always pretty fast when he doesn't hit the outside wall. Zachary Thornton too. He's always pretty quick. He's always a big challenge, with Will Cloud races, next season. He's another one. So there's a lot of fast guys that are, got to contend with. So maybe I can come out on top, next season.
Well, dude, it's always been a pleasure talking to you, and I know we got a couple weeks before the next season starts. How did your niece's season end up after we talked last about it?
Our last race, officially our last race of the season was this past Saturday, and it was the Wisconsin State Championships for all divisions at that track, and it's a big 2-day event. So our race day was on Saturday. We did 2 features. We did some setup changes in the Bandolero, and kind of took a coaching to a different approach, and it actually we made milestones on Saturday. She was turning almost a half a second faster lap than she normally did. So that actually kind of made me proud that, me and my dad figured some stuff out in the car to get the car faster. And then she stepped it up a lot to make a good qualifying time. She qualified 11th overall for both features. In her first feature, she ended up finishing out 12th in that feature. We did a couple more adjustments on the car, and then in her second feature, she started in that 12th position, and then she, after a couple of wrecks, a couple of cars got taken out, and over the course of the rest of the race, she just was very patient, very methodical in how she was passing other kids on the track, and she ended up 4th, which is her best feature finish at any track. So pretty proud of her. Very looking forward to next season to see what she pulls out, and hopefully we're looking at a track championship next year.
Oh, wow. Awesome, dude. Well, keep us posted, definitely. But thanks for always coming talking with us when we pull you up here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. But one more person we want to talk to before we close up shop tonight. Jake, we will let you go. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we will see you in just a couple weeks for the start of the short season.
All right, guys, you guys have yourself a good one, and thank you guys for broadcasting. It's always a pleasure to go back and watch everything. You guys are really good at what you do.
Thank you,
We
dude.
appreciate that.
See, TJ, outside of, running races where your batteries die, you're good at broadcasting too.
I was good in them races too. The batteries just weren't.
All right, well, before we close up shop, we got one more person to talk to, and it is league admin, Mr. Mick Olofsson. Mick, what's up, pal? I hear you want to come say hi to the wonderful people in YouTube land.
I do. How are you guys doing this wonderful evening?
I'm still pumped, and I'm supposed to go to sleep in 20 minutes, and I don't even think I'm able to do that after the race we just had.
That ain't happening. That was a wild finish.
Dude, that was such an amazing last couple laps. I wish I wasn't still on the track. I wanted to watch it.
Well, luckily AJ has this thing, where you can go back and watch it.
Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow at work. Just don't tell my boss.
Well, hopefully they don't watch.
Wouldn't do a thing.
All right,
and
brother.
if he catches you, you tell him, hey, check this out. This happened last night. It's pretty cool.
All right, brother. Well, we got you up here. Let's do all the big thank yous to everybody who helped you out.
Well, from both me and Dean, we want to thank everybody. This has been one of the most amazing seasons we've had. We've had some of the greatest racing you can possibly imagine. These guys put on a show every week. Very few cautions. Nice car counts. I'd like to thank Emerson for doing the race control for us. He does an amazing job helping keep the guys in line and just being able to be there and make the calls as they needed. Thank Brady Floyd for the help he's given us with the rules. A big shout out to Dean for letting us put this on. He does so much work behind the scenes that nobody actually knows about, but he does such an amazing job to help promote the league and put us out there. And I want to thank you guys. I mean, without you guys, we wouldn't have nothing. Your guys' commentary every week and just the hype that you guys give us is amazing. I just want to say thank you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. And the thing is, you guys do all the hard work. Me and TJ just part of my friendship.
We get to call a great show, and it's nice to say that it's a great show, and it's really easy to broadcast when it is a great show.
TJ is one of my best friends, and for us to just bullshit up in a broadcast booth about the racing you guys are doing the hard part. We're just up here just talking about the racing we're seeing on track. And yeah, TJ, you and I are just having fun up here.
Yeah, and it's usually, like I said, it's some of the best, cleanest racing I've seen in a car that's not easy to drive. It's rather impressive. It's rather impressive.
But yeah, I want to jump on those sentiments you just said. Dean, Emerson, yourself, Brady, the whole drivers committee, and the admins. You guys do a great job. This is one of the best run leagues that I've seen on iRacing. And to be honest, the leagues I have on my channel and the ones I dip my hands into, and I'm not just putting that out there because I'm attached to them. I'm not that kind of person, but you guys do a great job. Hands down, if anybody's looking for an ARCA series, whether it's just a 10 race schedule or a whatever you guys are doing come spring or whatever, a 20 race schedule, if you want competitive, hard racing, clean, literally 99.8% of the time, it's clean, hard racing, and it's all you guys. Dean, Mick, Emerson, Brady, everybody, you guys set a precedent to what these drivers race by. And again, I can't say it enough, and TJ you can back me up on this. I talk you guys to anybody who enjoys watching racing.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Because,
I do have one special thing that I want to say. TJ, you were racing with us on Thursdays in the Super Speedway series.
That was fun.
I want to give you a special invite to come race with us on dirt on Thursdays.
That might happen. I'm not very good on dirt, but you never know.
Well, you got to learn. Duh.
That's true. And there ain't no better way to learn than trial by fire.
For some reason, I feel like you're going to jump in your truck right now and just do donuts in your front yard. I'm practicing.
We're on pro models on Thursday night, so if you ever want to jump on, you're always welcome.
It is a Nissan. That's what won the race tonight. You never know.
I saw that. That was cool. I hadn't seen one of those yet.
No, and I hope we see more of it.
All right, well, thank you guys once again. You guys do an awesome job.
All right, Mick. Thank you. You guys running the league do a great job. And we'll let you go wind down because I feel like me and TJ are going to have a nice couple-minute conversation about the closing of the EFRL ARCA season. But TJ, overall, pal, talk about it, dude.
I mean, for this being my maiden voyage into broadcasting, I can't have thought of a better series to have broadcasted. These guys, you said it, talking with Mick just there, they put on a hell of a show every week. It's clean, it's tight, if sometimes it falls into strategy, which is right up my alley, and sometimes it's just whoever's got the flat outs. It's always fun. It's very entertaining. I mean, look at the finish tonight. If you'd have told me midway through that last run that the guy 5 seconds back was going to win it, I'd have said you're crazy, but you'd have been right. And I just can't say enough how thankful this has been for the opportunity to do this with you and how much fun it's been and easy to do at the same time.
Yeah, brother. Well, I've always wanted to get you up here. I've been broadcasting for actually, today's the 19th. In 2 days, it'll be my 1 year anniversary when I started broadcasting over with Matt Johnson and Extreme Sim TV. Right around April, I started doing ventures on my own to try to, do my own thing. But TJ, you were I think the first person I really wanted to broadcast with me, because outside of me and you being J&J Security for like the longest time,
Feels like forever now.
We just have a really good back and forth when it comes to stuff, and when you insert EFRL into it, we pop for a lot of this stuff. And I know I mentioned it earlier, Dean, Mick, Emerson, great league, everybody. Hopefully we see you in a couple weeks, but before we go, I really gotta thank Wrestling Over Everything, Ryan Fry, one of my best friends, literally put his name on my channel and on a car.
I don't even think we said the white flag tonight. It was supposed to be the white flag presented by Wrestling Over Everything. We were too excited with the racing. We probably forgot it. I think we.
Yeah, I'll send him $2.
I mean, we'll plug him right now.
Yeah,
Wrestling Over Everything. We love you. We may have forgot, but we're sorry. We were really excited. There was a hell of a finish going on.
Yeah, we were kind of worried about what the hell was about to happen, but gotta thank Ryan for stamping his name right on the channel along with Zachary Thornton's vehicle and throwing that little challenge out to him. It made it very interesting.
I know. I wish he hadn't have got wrecked out.
Yeah, well, he didn't get wrecked out. He was just 9 laps down.
Well, wrecked to pieces. Let's put it that way.
But, well, for a couple weeks, we'll be back for the Extreme Forces Racing League race. Unfortunately, we are missing the Daytona race, as I will be in the most magical place in the world down in Orlando, Florida. But we'll be back for
somebody's going to visit the House of Mouse.
Oh boy! But we'll be back for race 2 through 10, and then hopefully we'll be back for the long season come spring. But until next time, that's TJ Barnier. I'm AJ Capola. Also, thank you to Gary Wells and Mike Robinson for helping us out on multiple Monday nights before Mr. TJ joined us, along with Ryan Fry. We will catch you on the next broadcast on the channel Wednesday, Thunderstorm League of Racing at Darlington. But stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, and just be a good person, everybody. Peace out.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.